Hi, welcome to the Shelly Studio. Today I am working on my ATCs a day, and this one is day 10, kind of done out of order. I actually did the first part and then let it dry for several days. So the prompt was textured heavy gesso. So I pulled out some heavy gel medium and added it to some gesso to make it heavy so that it would be textured. How's that? So I'm just coating it on, and my paper starts to curl, which is expected, right? So I just spray the back, and that helps flatten it out. It ends up a little curled in the end anyway, because all the heavy medium on the one side stays wet a lot longer than just spraying water on the back side. But I decided I would just do something simple and do a flower shape with the heavy gesso, and then I just put a couple of marks that hopefully resemble leaves. And then, like I said, I let it dry for several days, and then decided I would use my gouache and paint it. So I'm just going to give it, well, I was thinking I would try and do like the bokeh effect. I don't know if you've heard of that, but it's like looking at something and you get like light flares, round light spots on it. If I find something with the bokeh effect, I'll do it below. But it really wouldn't work on what I'm doing. But I was just, those yellow dots, that's what it was supposed to be. It doesn't end up being that, but you know. So I just start adding a couple of shades of green just to make it look like a fuzzy background of plants and leaves and whatnot. And it really soaks into the textured gesso. I did not paint anything over the top of it, so it's going straight onto the gesso, and it doesn't suck it up quite as fast as like paper would do, but it feels like it sucks it in pretty quickly. I'm just adding lights and darks around. Wanting it to be kind of blendy. And then adding things that hopefully emphasize the shapes of the leaves I've got going there. And honestly, on something like this, I could keep fiddling all day with it. So I do have this way sped up, hopefully, so that it doesn't take too long to create it. I decided my flower would have a yellow center, and then I just went up the ridges that were created by the heavy gesso. Not sure why, because once they hit the pink, they turn orange, but I don't know, I kind of like the color that it ends up. First I started inside the shape and then decided to get all the edges as well. So that's what I'm doing, going around and hitting all those edges. I didn't really want a lot of white showing. I think there's a tiny bit of white in the end, but not too much. Of course, I do splatter some white on there, so. And here I'm adding just a little bit of purple to create some shadows. Adding a little bit of white to that yellow, hoping that that center will look better. I know, it's kind of fun to play with heavy gesso. I'll have to do something else with it soon. I think I say that a lot with a lot of things. I'm like, oh, I should try that again. I think I said that on the last video. I can't even remember what I said it for. So here I'm just trying to create highlights to help emphasize those patterns. Somewhere there is texture and somewhere there's not any texture. I decided that that would make a great shadow color. So I'm just going around the flower and just adding that for shadow. So how is everyone today? Hope you're having a great day, or that you have a great day depending on what time you're watching this video. I'm having a good day today. Haven't gotten too much accomplished, but at least I'm not at work today. I've been messing around, watering the yard, and playing on my next art project. It's going to take days to dry because I am using texture medium on that one. Alright, so the next one, oh, the word on that one, I don't know if you saw that, was no regrets. So this next one, right before I did this one, I'd been watching somebody's YouTube video where they did all these layers and they're like, oh, I like this, let's put this on, and oh, I like this, put this on, and then they covered it all up with gesso. And maybe in the close-up you could see everything, you know, and I hate making my layers disappear. But I thought I would give it a try. So the prompt was, I believe, was book text. You saw that at the beginning of this little section. So I just pulled out a book I have, and I got it at a thrift store. I bought it for the cover. Never used the cover. It's all still in the book. But I keep using pages out of it. And I'm just taking a section and cutting out words. They don't mean anything. Like, I'm sure they did, but it's just random. So, I don't know. They're good words. And I have to admit, I think my camera ran out of memory as I was doing this. So the very end, you don't see, but I'll have a picture of the end product, so you'll get to see what it is. So, anyways, on the video, like I said, she adds layers. So she did a layer of washi tape. I'm just using washi tape that I have had forever and ever. I think I got this stuff at IKEA thinking, wow, I got washi tape at IKEA for really cheap, and I hardly ever use it. It's just basic pink and green, and then I'm adding a couple of other pieces, and the idea is just to create layers. So I did stick some bits of paper on there as well, which you again didn't see me do. And then this is a piece of a geological map. I thought it was interesting, and it gets covered up too much. If I'd have known what my focal point was going to be, I might have shifted that down a little bit so you could see more of it, but it's all good. So I'm giving it a light coat of gesso and rubbing it back because I don't want it all to be lost. I want to be able to at least see the book text. I really don't care about the washi tape. And now I'm going around with my Stabilo and outlining everything, and then I'm going to hit it with water, and that will just emphasize all the shapes of the layers that have been put on there. Oh, and apparently I decided to do it with a little bit of water and some matte medium, hoping it will be a little bit more permanent when dry. I'm hitting all the edges because I marked them up too. Alright, and then she started adding colors, and I think I add a little bit of blue. I'm not sure what other colors. I see some pink on here, but that just might be the washi tape underneath. Yeah, and I'm not very heavy-handed in the color. But it makes a nice pastel ATC. Just splashed a few little bits on there, and now I'm trying to decide what I want as the focal, and I decide on the butterfly. I do cut out the white off of the butterfly so that it's not there, and add more gesso. I mean, this is going to be a really pale card. I decide to brayer on some because I really like that kind of texture. So I'm just going to go over it with the brayer and brayer some on. And I do go back and wipe it off, but here it is. Sorry, editing cut out a little bit. I'd wipe it back a little bit so you could still see stuff on there. Okay, and the next one, this is day 12, and the prompt was music paper, sheet music, and I just pulled the first one out of the book, the loose page that was sitting there, and that paper is so brittle I figured it would just break when I folded it, and it did pretty much. For the most part it does. But I kept it so that the title of the song was showing, and it says "As the Rose." I don't know the song, but I decided I wanted to play with some of my Distress inks, oxides, and I was going to paint it, and I do a little bit, and then I'm like, oh, why am I not just dipping this in? Let's just dip it in. So I just dip it in, let it dry, and decide, oh, let's do another one. And this one is Evergreen Bough. It's kind of a blue-gray. Is that a blue spruce? Just add spots around. I like the spottiness of it. Alright, so I dried that off, and now we're going to add it to our card base. And of course put it under weight and let it dry. I really didn't know what I was doing next, but I had this washi tape sitting here, with the moth on it, so I added it to the empty space in the corner. And then I remembered I had some flower rub-ons, which I'd never used. They're really cool. I'd never used them, and they were roses, so I thought, why not? So I pulled them out, which you'll see in a minute as soon as I stop fiddling. And yeah, we're going to rub that on. It did take me a while to rub it on. I've never used it before, and it was very old, so it took a minute. I don't think I make you watch the whole thing. There we go. And then I decided to make that rose stand out, it needs color. So I'm just pulling out some craft paint. I believe it's Americana. It's quite a chalky, flat color, so it contrasts against the glossy rub-on. The rub-on is really shiny and glossy. But I think that's the last thing I do, is just add some pink to the rose, and the words I add to this one is "be true." Anyways, I hope you are liking these ATC projects. I love doing them every year. I haven't shared any on Facebook. I'm kind of sad now because I've been watching the memories of the last several years of me doing it. It's kind of fun to see the ATCs of the past, but I can always pull them out of my little container. I made a little box to put them in this time. I made the box, but now I want to decorate it. I did it out of scrapbook. Well, no, it's a colorful file folder, so it's a little stiffer, but now I feel like it needs more decoration. So decorating that box might be a project in the future. Anyways, if you are liking these, please hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment. Love to hear your comments, and share with your friends if you think they'd be interested. Just emphasizing the outside of this so that the pink doesn't disappear. And then adding my words. Adding the word always takes a while, so I sped this way up. Could probably edit it out. I mean, you get it, right? I peel the cover, put it on, rub, and hope it comes off. Or hope it, sticks. Something like that. Anyway. Oh yes, I do a little inking around the edges. Not that I even notice on the final product. But there you have it. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Have an awesome day. Thank you all for watching.